Hello, I'm Jeff, and welcome to Snap Talk, where we talk about things that either may not make the podcast or we run out of time and can't quite get to all our thoughts on it. Well, it seems like everyone is taking a stab at it, and with a recent update from SidAlpha, I think it's time we talk a bit about Angry Joe. For those that are for some reason not in the know, Angry Joe Vargas has, for the time being, turned off comments on his videos.
I know.
This comes after announcing he was taking a break from doing angry reviews on video games, his signature series, until September. Joe cited both the need to rest and relax, as well as the lack of games that interested him in July and August. And some reactions to the video were so vile that Joe felt it necessary to turn comments off as a way to let people cool off. Now, Joe isn't the first to do this. John Bain, aka Total Biscuit, has been blocking comments on his videos for years. This was announced a few months before his cancer diagnosis, with a video almost ironically titled, in hindsight, YouTube Needs Chemo. It should be noted that TB's and Joe's reasonings for doing this are somewhat different, as TB was unhappy with how YouTube and Google's work with the comment section was going. As for Joe, I get the idea of wanting to have people just cool off, just give them time to absorb what's going on, because the reactionary take is always going to be a bit emotional. So I 100% agree with, well, not 100%, but I agree with what Joe's doing. Assuming that he's going to turn the comments back on. While I get that there are people that are upset at him about closing the comments, and there are even people that will say that he can't take an insult despite throwing it at, well, game publishers, I think there's another thing that people need to remember. This is probably not something that he hasn't had to deal with. Anyone who is any level of famous has had to deal with their share of shit being thrown at them. Whether it's people lobbing verbal insults, whether it's angry comments on a YouTube video, or it's literal shit getting thrown at them. And while there are people that will say, well, you gotta deal with it, you're famous, you gotta deal with it, you're known for being angry about this thing, so you can't be angry about all that, it still takes a toll on people. There's a saying about a stonecutter who is swinging his hammer at a stone, and 100 times he swings away at it, and the stone doesn't break. But then on the 101st time, the stone finally breaks. And the saying is supposed to be, it wasn't just about the 101st strike, but all of the 100 strikes that came before it. So it's possible that people like Joe just have reached that 101st strike, reached that point where finally they just break and they just need time to just breathe. Now, a lot of the people who were, I guess, were the cause of this seem to think that Joe was trying to go away from the angry review. Joe decided to rebut by showing that he's actually been doing more angry reviews per year the last couple years than he ever had. Frankly, I do applaud the output of that, because it's a creative endeavor, and that is always going to be something that's mentally draining. So I completely understand the need to rest and relax and recharge your batteries, more or less. And I'm aware of the argument being made that Joe said that his audience was entitled. After watching the video, I never felt that Joe was denigrating his core audience. From what I understood, he was talking about the vocal portion of his audience that just wants the video game reviews, and not the content that has been being added to his channel, such as the interviews, the movie talks, and the TV episodic stuff. Remember, Joe's forte isn't in language, but in his critical thought and creativity. Now, Joe hasn't been the only one that has made a change regarding his comment section. SidAlpha, who recently had done a video about the situation with Angry Joe, has also made a video announcing that he would begin moderating his comments. Now, this isn't a complete ban of comments on his videos. This is just him saying that he would actually moderate out the more vitriolic comments that were being left. As a matter of fact, I'll link into the description below to an update he did as I was getting this video ready, where he explains what he's doing and what comments he'll be filtering out. And while the reactions seem to be less angry than with Joe, it still seems to be getting mixed reactions. You look at the thumbs up, thumbs down on the video announcing it, and it seems pretty split. Now, this is something he's been talking about the past couple of weeks, while his channel has just seemed to have exploded in subscribers. I think partially due to the Alex Mauer situation. And he's concerned that the new subscribers may have been people that were just looking for a place to vent about things like that. So I understand why he's doing it, and quite frankly, I completely support that response from SidAlpha. Because to be honest, I think it's okay to moderate your comment section. I mean, it seems like most, if not every YouTuber wants their comment section to be a place where people can discuss things, particularly related to the video. If someone is making it where it's becoming difficult to be that, then you kind of want to weed that person out. Now, here on the Some Dirty Arguments channel, we don't necessarily have a personal guideline regarding comments on our comments section, but I think that's more or less because we haven't really discussed something like that. I'm sure with this video going up, we probably will be discussing things to do in the future. So if we ever do figure out what to do with that, I'll probably do another video explaining how it would go down. As for Joe, dude, rest, relax, do what you gotta do to make money. In the next month, maybe reopen the comments, maybe get a new social media person to moderate said comments, and just come out guns blazing this September with new angry reviews. Because quite frankly, anyone with a creative bone in their body is always better when they're refreshed. And for those that will just keep wanting to throw insults at people, I will just say this. These people spend time and effort to create videos for you to come and fling insults at. The least you can do is spend time and effort to make it interesting to read. I'm not saying it'll stay up on the section, but it may give us a little laugh. I close with a quote from SidAlpha's update on his channel moderation. What these people are doing is the equivalent to walking up to a stranger in my place of business and shouting at them and calling them names. This would not be tolerated out in the world and will no longer be tolerated here. This is my place of business, and I do have a duty to my viewers and my channel to see that it is conducted with integrity." End quote. And that is it for this episode of Snap Talk. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share with others. If you have a different opinion on what was stated, feel free to comment down below, and we can talk about it. Please be courteous. If you have an idea for another Snap Talk, leave a suggestion below, and if I feel like I can get enough material together, I may talk about it in a future episode. The featured game today is Victor Vran, an RPG from Bulgarian indie studio Haemimont Games. I hope I said that correctly, probably not. You play as the title character, a demon hunter who arrives at the city of Zagoravia and ends up fighting off the local demon infestation while he has his own agenda to keep track of. In addition, you can play with your friends cooperatively. The game initially released in July of 2015 on PC, but has recently had an upgraded port subtitled Overkill Edition released on PS4 and Xbox One. I'm Jeff from Some Nerdy Arguments, and I'll talk to you soon.